Today we are going to make a candle holder. And we're going to start with just the holder itself and the base. We'll start simple and do this in different segments because it's a larger project. The tools you need are a glass candle holder, or I've got a small glass jar here I use to hold garlic. Just make sure it's real clean. A round circle cutter that's just about the same size as the bottom of your container. Green clay rolled out to the third setting on the pasta machine. An X-Acto knife for cutting your clay. Christy Friesen's Gotta Have It tool. Oops. Liquid polymer clay in a syringe. That's how I do it. Makes it real easy to apply. You can also just apply it directly from the bottle. Some light blue clay, and my Makin's clay extruder with the large, let's see here, large die in it. We're going to use this to put a little border around the glass jar. So the first thing we want to do is we want to cut out a circle of our green clay. And we're going to apply this to the bottom of our candle holder here. Add a little bit of liquid polymer clay to help it grab real nice. And this particular jar has a little texture on the bottom, and that'll help. Just get that right in the center. It doesn't have to be exact because we're going to be making this look like grass growing up the side. You just want to make sure that you press it real well onto the bottom so that there are no air bubbles in there. Start at the center and work your way out, and then up the sides a little bit. Okay, now we're going to give that a little bit of grassy texture, and you can use pretty much any part of this tool that you want and see what kind of texture you get out of it. Excess bits of clay there. Alright, I do. Let's lay this down here. And this is going to be the base itself. And I'm going to end up adding flowers and a dragon to this. So keep this in mind as you're positioning this. You want to have room for your dragon. So I would say kind of have a front and a back. Get a general idea where you want it placed. And actually, I'm going to move this a little bit so this is more towards the back. Give us a little more room here. Okay, now take your X-Acto knife and just carefully cut around the edge here, making your base as big as you want it. And try to keep it generally circular without any sharp edges. Makes it look a little more natural and organic. Okay, and there's our shape. We have a slight impression there so we know where to place our jar. Put a little more liquid polymer clay on here just to make sure you've got a really good hold. You do not want this coming apart. Just kind of dot it around there. Check your positioning. And then give it a good press. And now we'll make the rim here. And this is sort of resembles sky. You've got the grass down here and the sky up on top. And you want to make sure your clay is well conditioned and nice and soft so that you don't mess up your extruder. I've broken 2 or 3 extruders already, so always want your clay nice and warm and well conditioned. And just roll it into snake a little bit thinner than the tube itself. Press it in there. That should be enough. And the Makin's extruder is my favorite by far. I've used other ones that had the plunger type, and they just don't last, and they're so hard to use. I've never had a problem with this one, even with some of the more difficult, stiffer clays. This one always works real nice and smooth for me. And we'll just cut this off. And back to the liquid polymer clay. Okay. I find it a little easier to pick it up and work with it like this. This is why I like to use a small tile like this, a ceramic tile. It makes it a lot easier to hold my work and maneuver it as I need to. And just press this around the rim. Okay. And then we get to where the clay meets here. Take your X-Acto knife and carefully cut the clay. Go back around and make sure it's all attached to the glass. Make sure it's all level. Okay. And that's your base to start. Now you can go ahead and bake this for about half an hour at 275 degrees, and then we'll move on to the next step of this project, which will be sculpting the dragon. Okay? And if you're using something other than Primo polymer clay, be sure to check the directions for the proper baking time and temperature. Okay, and we will be back later.